Hello, my friend. In this video, we're discussing high-performance culture and the power of assuming positive intent. This is a clip from an interview we did with Chester Elton, the best-selling author of several books, including his latest book, Anxiety at Work. This is Business Leadership Today. I'm your host, Matt Tenney.
Well, it's really interesting. We got this from one of the greatest leaders I've had the privilege to know. His name is Scott O'Neill. He recently left the Philadelphia 76ers as their CEO. And they also own the New Jersey Devils. Having been born in Canada, it was much more important for me that he was the CEO of the Devils than the Sixers.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another time. Scott actually has this etched in stone above the back door to his house, so that he and his kids and his family, the last thing they see when they leave the house is assume positive intent. He also uses it to great effect in every organization that he's managed. And it's very simple. I think it's fairly self-explanatory. Think about a culture where you assume that everybody that came to work wanted to do a good job, that there were no politics, that, they really set out to do their best every day. And that in trying to do their best, they're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. We just fix the mistakes. Indra Nooyi, who we interviewed for our book, the past CEO of Pepsi, who took them to great acclaim, said, when you assume positive intent about people, everything gets better. It's all about assuming, it's all about solving the problem. It's not about, when you assume negative intent, you very quickly get irritated, you get angry. It's the blame game. How could you do this? How could you be so stupid? Well, the opposite of assume positive intent is assuming negative intent.
Right.
And when you do that, and when people are afraid to tell you they've made a mistake, what do? They hide their mistakes. It's the worst possible thing that can happen, because it's all going to come out eventually. So let's be proactive. So in a culture where you assume positive intent about people, I think relationships are better. Problem solving goes up. People aren't afraid to innovate. Right? Back to WD-40. We don't make mistakes. We have learning moments. So I think that is so key to a culture of caring. I care about you, and you care enough about me to tell me as a leader when you've made a mistake. It all comes back full circle, doesn't it?
Yeah. So now this is a lot easier said than done, Chester. Because we are wired to scan for the negative, right? And I know this is something I struggle with. As much as I want to be someone who's always assuming positive intent and scanning for the positive, I just don't think it's in my genes. So, it takes practice. What is your guidance for somebody like me who wants to get better at this? We want to be able to assume the best in every case and scan for the positive more often. How do we get better at this?
Well, first off, what you just said is really important. You've got to understand that the human brain isn't wired to keep you happy. It's wired to keep you safe. And that's why we scan for the negative. That's why when we know it's a 1 in 10 million possibility that something's going to happen to us, we still put on our seatbelt.
Right.
The odds are a little lower than that, but you get my point.
Right.
We're always looking for danger. So knowing that your brain is wired that way, I think, is important. So how do you rewire your brain? And it comes back to that idea of we care about people. I'm going to assume positive intent. I'm going to rewire my brain that when I see you, I'm going to assume that you didn't set a goal this morning that you were going to screw up with 4 customers before noon. That was not your goal, right? Even though that may be what happens, that was not your intent. Your intent was you wanted to put in a good day's work, as my father would say, an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. And I think when you start looking at people that way, and by the way, not just at work, at home, as you interact with your kids and your neighbors and so on, say, look, I don't think that their intent was to upset me. Now, look, there is a fraction of a percent where that may be the case. And we can identify those situations and those people, and we can, protect ourselves. The fact is, I'm convinced that 99.9% of people on the planet are good and decent people. And we should give them that grace. We should give them that optimism. And, when you approach people that way, by the way, they can feel it. They know it. They can tell.
Oh, yeah.
And it just opens up things to so much positivity. So know that your brain is wired to be negative, and know that you consciously need to rewire that. And just think in the back of your head, I think this person is coming to do a good job today. I'm going to assume positive intent.
We hope you found this video valuable. If you did, please hit that like button so this video can help other people too. We love getting feedback, so please leave a comment below letting us know what you found most helpful in this video. If you'd like to listen to the entire 30-minute interview, please visit businessleadershiptoday.com. The link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and opt in for notifications. Until next time, I wish you great success building a world-class organization that makes a positive impact in the lives of team members and in our world.